Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing a suggested pick a card reading on how to get your motivation back. So hopefully this resonates with you and is helpful in some sort of way. I am a strong believer of going with the flow of things, so that if you're feeling like lack of motivation, maybe it's because rest or low energy, or it's the time to just be patient, things like that. So sometimes I think maybe time is the kind of the answer, and that that there's something else that needs your attention, like taking care of your needs, um, healing, etc. But we are going to do this pick a card reading and just see what sort of messages come up. I'm going to put on some meditation music. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Also, the pick a card, the three readings will be in the description box below. So yeah, pick between readings 1, 2, or 3. If you want to listen to multiple messages, feel free. And then also reminding the channel that even though I am not as active on YouTube as I would like to be, that I am still very much doing private readings, personal readings. So if you want a personal reading and would like to support me in this channel, feel free to reach out. You can email me or DM me on whatever social media. But yeah, regardless, I hope you like this reading. Yeah, this was suggested to me by Jazzin Tarot, I think, who has a different username now. I think it's Lofi in Tarot. For those of you just reading number 1, we're going to get started. So, how to help get motivated. We've got the 9 of Wands here. And the 3 of Pentacles, as well as the 7 of Pentacles. So, okay. And I'm just gonna... What is the title? How to get my motivation and energy back. So, I'm gonna reset that timestamp actually. No, it's fine. We'll just go with this. So for those of you just reading 1, sorry that was a slow introduction. I ended up clicking to make sure I got the reading title correct. So we've got the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles, which is kind of exactly what I was saying at the beginning of this reading. The 9 of Wands is literally a card of being tired, not feeling fully like that you've reached completion with whatever you're going towards on your journey, but feeling close to it at the same time, but just feeling like you don't have the energy and you have no idea when you're going to be ready to face all of these tasks that feel so big and seem like they're like hanging over you, like really daunting, sort of. And you also feel like at the same time, if I just do steps at a time, bit by bit, maybe it'll work out, but it just feels like it's going to take forever. So it's like, you feel like even if I, with the team I've got, with the support that I've got right now of us working together, it just feels like nothing has really grown or like blossomed. So that seems to be like the situation. And how can you get your energy and motivation back from this? The world, that completion. I think you're waiting for some signs from the universe, from the world, that your efforts are being matched. Like, you put in actual efforts and it doesn't seem like you get the outcome you desire, or like that you get any. It's like you're looking for reciprocity. You're looking for equal give and take, or give and receive, we should say. And you're giving, but are you receiving? And it's like frustrating. And I feel like you're just needing that time for the universe to give back. And I feel like it's about to happen. So as an answer, it's literally just give it time. That there's so much more here. And if you were to look at it a little bit more, you'll see there are resources. There's stuff going on. Like, don't forget you've got a team that's dedicated to helping you and helping each other, obviously helping themselves as priority number one, because when you're in a team, everyone is important. Prioritizing ourselves is the most important thing, You yourself is priority number one. Your team is also a top priority, important to you because you care, right? But it's always amazing when you find people who firstly prioritize themselves and also care about you and each other and things like that. So this is just a reminder that you've got that. You've got that support. Maybe with COVID or with whatever situation going on in life, however life played out, you've been apart. But I feel like some of you, it might just be that you're waiting to come together with someone or with a group, a team. And when you do, the world will finally reach full completion. You'll get some realization that you're not alone. And that spark of motivation is probably what will help you get your energy and motivation back. At least part of it, or for now, it's all a journey. And there's no rush here with having a certain amount of energy or a certain amount of motivation. Obviously, we all would like to have the most of that, so then we feel like we can really do stuff to get things going. But with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm just kind of getting the blessing in disguise here is the universe kind of saying, even if you were having the maximum motivation and energy right now, putting it all into stuff, doing a bunch of things, would not change your circumstances very much. Because your it's like if you try to water a plant 10 times a day instead of once a day or whatever, however much you need to water the plant, I don't know. But it's like watering it more is not going to make it grow faster. Watering it enough is important, of course, giving it attention and care, but you cannot over water. So if you're feeling like you need more motivation or more energy, try to think of it that way. Think about it as if you were to just give yourself more water, or the motivation and energy to water your project, to work towards whatever you want, to have the motivation to do something. But think of that something as a plant and then watering it, So I'm getting for you, mostly what you need to do is basically just do the small steps, baby steps. Don't overdo it. Just do little things. And this world, people around you might try and make you feel like that's not enough, this and this and that, but I'm getting that's what this card is for. Keep these walls that make you feel defensive or feel stuck, that you're daunted by. You're like, oh, I feel like, and I see these walls, these wands, as forces, barriers that keep you from wanting to do something. So these are things that are preventing you from motivation. Think of it as actually boundaries, and that it's now a good thing, because with these up, It's to protect you from people who try to talk down on your little action, the small steps, you know? It's like you take small steps every day, but there might be people outside of these wands, beyond the wands, these walls that you've got, that if these wands weren't up, they would be attacking you verbally, emotionally, whatever it might be. Really trying to make you feel like a failure, stuff like that. When you're not. You're literally not. You're literally fine. Like, why would anyone yell at a plant for not growing fast enough? Like, let the plant be who it is, you know? So, it's like maybe you just want to feel supported with where you're at now, and maybe that's more important. And you've got loving people, a true team of people who will never try to make you feel like a failure, who will never laugh at you for where you're at in life. You've got people who care about you, that respect you, no matter with what resources you do or do not have currently, and that you're enough currently, and that you not having that energy to do more stuff right now and only have energy to do certain things is already incredible with your whole journey and where you've come from and everything. That the fact that you still do small steps at all every day is like mind-blowing to certain loved ones. You know, the fact that you get up and that you drink water, that's already incredible to certain people, to your true team, you know? So it's like you've got people who are always proud of you, and I feel like that's what you need to know. And that the energy where you feel like you don't have that motivation right now and stuff to do bigger things, maybe that guilt or fear or worry about it is coming from outside forces trying to tear down your walls to make you feel that way. Because ask yourself, why do you even feel worried about not having that motivation right now? Clearly, you don't have that energy right now because life circumstances are not providing you everything you need to feel really good. Like, literally, you had to bandage your own head. Like, your body probably is damaged in a lot of ways, like physically included, you know? Aside from mental and emotional pain and hurt, trauma, there's physical as well, that your body literally feels tired physically, you know? So it's like, wonder about that. Think like, if life played out differently, you would have that motivation and energy. So try not to blame yourself and be patient with yourself, be loving with yourself and understanding with yourself, and know that there are other people who are as well, and everyone has different limits. So someone in your team probably will have the energy to help provide stuff for you that will bring some healing into your life, that will help restore your energies. So I feel like some of you need help, and that's why it's hard for you to get motivation and energy right now. And that means being patient with your loved ones that are a part of this Three of Pentacles team, because if they could help you more, they would. So it's like, if you're gonna blame yourself about not being motivated, that means you would have to blame your teammates too, because it's like, why haven't they given you more yet? You know? So it's like, if it's unreasonable for you that people around you who are acting like a team but are not giving as much as you have been, or don't have much to provide, then maybe these are different individuals that you have yet to even meet. So be patient, because there will be people who will be committed to actually helping you, but they might not be ready either. They might need more time as well. So patience is a really key thing here, and it's important to try and trust that you've got a team. No, I don't think anyone should have to do life alone. Even though life makes us feel like we're alone a lot of the time. But it literally makes no sense. It doesn't matter how amazing you are at things. If you're all alone, it's really difficult. It just is. So trust that you've got a team. Trust that if they were completely ready, they would be here. And trust that if you're patient with yourself, eventually a reunion will happen. So that's what I've got for reading 1. I'm sending lots of love and wishing you all the best. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Take care. For those of you who chose reading number 2, I again need to look at the title. I always forget how to get your motivation and energy back. Okay, so first we've got the 4 of Cups. There's definitely a theme with the cards coming out here. The Magician card. Wow. And the 3 of Swords. Okay, so some of you, there's an offer and you just don't you haven't taken up that offer all the time because you've got these other things going on in your life that you care about, but you don't feel satisfied on a personal level. Spirit is telling you, take that cup, take that opportunity, and also, it might hurt whatever backlash you get from getting up and going towards something other than these 3 cups. So I'm getting some of you for reading 2 might be in some sort of a possibly toxic or conflicting or hurtful situation. Obviously, when it's people you love and care about, you don't want to call your loved ones toxic, and they don't want to hear that either because it doesn't really make, I would say most people, it doesn't make most people feel good. I'm sure some people out there that I've learned apparently love to know that they're toxic. But anyways, generally you've got maybe a few loved ones or a few different situations in your life, feel responsibilities or places that hold sentimental value to you that you care about, that just to some extent cares about you, but there's toxicity there because there's a dependence on you where if you're not there, then there's blame or guilt or hurt. So I'm getting reading 2 for you to get some more energy and motivation back. You do need to take up that cup that isn't a part of 3 of Swords, that isn't a part of what you've been at. So maybe you've been in a circumstance for a long time that pulls you away from certain friends, from certain loved ones, from certain opportunities, if it's not a friend or whatever. And it's this is saying that actually take a break from your life, your current responsibilities and people that have constantly been needing things from you. Make the decision to take action and to create something else with something completely new by yourself with this new opportunity that you have a lot of sentimental value with. And you might have to feel the burn. You might have to feel the pain. Maybe doing this will allow you to process how much you've really been through with these other cups. Maybe while you're there, you're in a situation that doesn't even show you that these cups have been abusive or toxic. And when you get outside of that, you can then finally process it and be validated by someone or people, a group of people who actually get it and will not gaslight you and actually be on your side about what you were going through. Because sometimes when you're in it, you'll be surrounded by people who are all like, what are you talking about? This is fine. Stop complaining. We don't get what you're even upset about. Look around. It's peaceful here. But it's when you go out of that, you look back, you're like, no, it was a rainstorm of pain. You were always stabbing my heart. So many backstabs. Literally, why? you can finally process that. So reading 2, I'm getting you might be in an environment and you need to go to something new for right now. So, and this can be something that has been an offer for weeks, months, years. This is something that you could be doing, but you've been choosing other things, other priorities for some reason because you care about these other things. You're a good person. So it's like you're finally going to put yourself first right now, and that's how you can get more motivation at this time. So that's what I've got for you, reading 2. I hope that resonates. Hope that made sense. I'm sending lots of love, wishing you all well, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Okay. For those of you who chose reading number 3, how to get your let me read the title. Why do I keep forgetting? Yeah, how to get your motivation and energy back. So we've got the Ace of Swords. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh, this is a good one. And the Four of Swords. So here's an idea. Maybe worthiness is the important thing here for reading 3. To decide that you feel good about yourself. That you are well accomplished. And that you could do anything you set your mind to. And that right now is more so a time to just be thinking, coming up with ideas. Maybe this world is telling you you need to be faster. You haven't done these ideas fast enough. You need to come up with the idea right now. But it's like, no, everyone, please, like, give me time, so to speak, It's like, you just need more time to keep thinking about these ideas, to plan. Right now is a time for planning for you, reading number 3. So maybe how to get your motivation and energy back is just simply think, simply plan in your mind, simply rest more. Like, sometimes we feel like we're not motivated or doing stuff unless it's showing. But maybe you don't need to show it. Maybe you internally just need to know it for yourself. Reading 3. So very short and sweet there. We'll get a few more messages here. We got the Chariot. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Or 3 more cards. The Eight of Swords. This definitely seems a lot of mental energy, mental blockages for you, reading 3. Thinking you're stuck, but you're not actually. You're able to move forward. It's just that you're worried that your idea for moving forward doesn't count as productive. Maybe some of you are wanting to get into art, and this world tries to make artists feel like creating art does not count as work. That makes 0 sense. It doesn't make sense. Just saying. 4 of Pentacles. So yeah, like, you don't want to lose your stability, your finances. You're worried that if you get up and just live your life, you're going to lose resources. But I'm getting like, it's okay. It's important. Like, give to what you care about. Give to who you care about. So, reading 3, you guys don't really seem to care about, like, worldly things. You care more about love, connections, people, your well-being. You have a soul. You have a heart. That's a good thing. It's kind of good that you don't actually care more about money than you do about people. It's good that you will choose love over inanimate things, you know? Like, so it's like you're worried about your finances, yet when it comes to people you love or care about, even when you're in a tight spot, you're willing to give what little you might have. That's the action of a queen, of like a god, a goddess, of a deity, I don't know, of a person with a heart, with a soul. I know I used some pretty intense words, and I know there's a lot of trauma with religion and things like that, so interesting wording I used. But it's like, if I were to pick like a belief of like gods and stuff like that with religion, I just pick like myself. I'm just like, why can't we be that god that is like talked about or whatever? I don't care if other people like, I'm not talking about like creating a literal like religion. I just mean like in terms of like, how like organizations want you to believe in something or someone else or a being that is greater than you. It's like, I don't understand all that. Like, why can't we feel good about ourselves? Why can't we just have good self-worth and like feel like a good person, because we are a good person? So that's what I'm talking about with the whole like, you are a god, you are amazing. Like, I'm not saying as though like you are everyone else's god. I'm saying like you are your own god. Like, that's kind of just how I feel. So I know it was very kind of weird, but some of you might vibe with what I'm sort of trying to say. I don't know how well it's coming across, but my point is like, you're literally amazing. And it's like, if you're able to be so kind and giving, why can't the world, But there are people who are very important that really love you and appreciate what you do, that will also help in whatever ways they can. And sometimes all of us feel like the underdog or like the minority, but maybe there's many more of us than we realize, and we can all just kind of like, I don't know, love each other and somehow everything works out. Sounds ridiculous, but it's like, let's give it a try, like, let's think about who we are, what we can do as the person that we are truly, not being what the world tells us to be, but being who we decide we are, who we know we are. You know yourself to be a kind, giving person. You've got amazing gifts and talents, that you can do a lot of creative things, and that if you were given enough time, love, and support and resources, that you would really create something amazing that by this world's standards would then give you like everything you want for some reason. I personally hate that. I hate that if we live up to a certain expectation or standard, then people or whatever will then pay you enough. I think we just deserve to make a living as a human being, as any being. Like, it makes no sense to me, because I've met a lot of people and I just believe everyone deserves a gazillion dollars. I think the financial system is ridiculous. So how to get your energy and motivation back, reading 3. It's mostly just realizing that you've always had it, but it's stuff that this world looks down upon or tries to make you feel like doesn't count as real work. It's stuff that you already like to do, that you already have the energy to do always. You seem to never be able to stop with certain things. For me, this is video games. Some people call video games unproductive. I personally disagree and agree. Because it's like, I love video games. yes, I can see how it can pull me away from actually doing other activities in this world. But personally, it is something that I can do for like nonstop, and that's amazing. So it's like not everyone has the energy to do that. Even if so, like what might be unproductive because it's effortless to me is something that's exhausting for another. My example is coming from the fact that, so me and my boyfriend try playing video games together. He actually cannot play video games forever. He gets tired. But that's been making me realize that it's actually a gift. Like to be able to do something for hours and hours every single day and never get tired of it. Like, so your thing, it might be music, listening to music, even being someone who just listens to music. Other people would call that a waste of time or this or that, but other people get tired from trying to listen to music for a long time. They can only listen for a few minutes or whatever, you know? So what I'm just getting at is the things that you can do, you know you can do it, but you just feel like that doesn't count as productive. So reading 3 for you, it's stuff that you know you can actually do, but your own version of what it means to be productive is warped by this world. So you've been trying to get more energy and motivation for other things, but really this is about making more time to do those things that you feel guilty for doing. You're like, I should do this after I'm productive. But it's like, no, this is actually what Spirit is saying is the productive thing. For me, I'm truly believing that Spirit is talking about video games for me and my readings, my YouTube channel, talking to you guys, talking to my friends, literally just mingling, talking to my loved ones. Like, these are things that I love to do. But yeah. And then I get it. Life stuff will come up which will make you prioritize differently. Like, like it's not like only do this one thing. It's just saying that like the things that you do that you don't view as productive, Spirit is validating you right now, letting you know everything you do that you like to do is productive. Hold on to that and try not to be afraid of letting go of worldly possessions. I know it's difficult, but it's like maybe you can get up and you can just move towards something else. Like life is gonna provide for you, I think. You deserve to be provided for. One last reading, The Hanged Man. That maybe you're stuck for a reason. Maybe the situation that makes you feel like things are on pause, it's a mindset, it's a perspective. There's a solution here, but it's only going to come from your idea. So you've got to really be careful to not listen to what the world thinks and to listen to what you really think and what you really enjoy doing. And that is how you'll get your motivation and energy back. So it's a little tricky reading 3. It's just kind of realizing that you've already been motivated. You've already had energy to do certain things. So focus on those things is kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, that's just how I feel. So I hope that resonates. I hope that all made sense. And I'm wishing you all the best, sending lots of love, and I will talk to you all later. And I hope to be back soon. Take care.